All right, fellas.
Morning, gang.
How are we? Big one today, Rich.
Massive.
Yeah,
huge.
Lots coming up. Let's start with who we got on the show. We've got special guests and we got Tommy Mooney, reflecting back on the Tommy Mooney derby against Watford.
What a match. We have got rapper Jaykae in the building, as well as boxer Spider Sulaimaan as well.
Yeah, I'm not messing with him. Marcus Painter's on the show, blues player, blues academy coach, blues fan, living my dream, plenty more. Should we go to the pod?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Welcome back to Blue Rising, your home of all things blues. I'm Will Brazier.
Absolutely, my name is Richie Driss. Big week, big win, big guests on the show today. Plenty to get through, Will.
Yes, we've got lots on. Later on, we're joined by Spider and Jaykae, but starting off, we're joined by Tommy Mooney and Marcus Painter. How are we, gents?
Lads.
All good.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. On to our first part of the show, Will.
Yes, yeah.
Strong win against Watford.
You were there, weren't you?
I was. It was a thing of beauty.
Yes.
We've got a little VT next week about how me and Tommy were wined and dined beautifully at the Jewel.
Oh, that's nice.
But the match itself, let's talk about that. Loads to talk about. But first, here is how it unfolded.
Looks to put it into the feet of Roberts, who's done well to hold up the ball. Felt he was fouled. As does Chris Davis. Referee says no, and Peck has won it back inside Watford territory. And Peck up to the edge of the penalty area. And Peck! Oh, it's brilliant! A pile driver from Peck. And he fires Blues ahead at St Andrews. His fourth goal of the season, and there was no stopping that. Picked the ball up inside Watford territory, worked his way to the edge of the penalty area. Options left and right, but Peck only had eyes for the bottom corner. And my, did he find it.
I'm not sure. We've just seen a replay. I'm not sure even Christoph Clara headbutts Neumann.
Stansfield puts it on for Gray. Damari Gray, left-hand side of the penalty area. Gray on his right foot. Ah! What a finish from Damari Gray. That's what he can do. It's explosive. It's absolutely devastating from Damari. And it's a goal that sees Blues lead Watford by 2-0 at half-time.
That's wonderful technique. Perhaps a little bit fortunate that it falls to him, but there's no yellow shirts anywhere near him. He can cut back inside and pick his spot, but the technique, the power and the accuracy right into the top far corner, wonderful. And he's had a lot of possession, a lot of crosses, almost to nearly's a couple of times already this evening, but that was fabulous. Again, winning the ball back high. Stansfield, quick thinking, pokes it past Ngakia, who's just had a row with, and then Dimmy Gray's got all day.
Jack Vededze linking the play up, ball around the back, pulls it back, and there's Marmot, and there's a goal back for Watford. Beadle sends it forward, and there's the full-time whistle. Two pieces of real quality.
Tom, another win, bit different to what we've been used to. Not 4 goals, so slightly disappointing. But no, a great defensive performance as well in that second half.
I think all round there was parts of the game, there was elements where Watford were the stronger team for 10 or 15 minutes, and then Birmingham back into it. It was a good championship game. Defending, as you mentioned, they were outstanding. And I always think when you 2-0 at half time, you hold on for the win at the end, and it showed last ditch tackles, saves. I think in a dressing room you look back on that and enjoy it more than if it had just gone 2-0. I'm sure Chris Davies would have been happier if it had stayed 2-0 until the final whistle. But yeah, I thought some really good performances, and as a team, good performance and a really important 3 points.
Gents, we were talking a little bit earlier in the season about maybe chances not necessarily taken. Birmingham didn't dominate with regards to loads and loads of shots on target, but those 2 goals were magnificent finishes, weren't they?
Yeah, they're outstanding finishes. I mean, Pake's one, just how he kind of struck across the ball and managed to hit the target and, left the keeper with no chance. It was an outstanding strike, and, similar for the second. It was You know, two fantastic goals and well worked. You know, I think, you know, you go back to a while ago where we were finding it pretty difficult in the final third, and now we're kind of really free flowing and really creative and testing our positions, especially when they come to St Andrews. I mean, that's been the fortress lately. So it's a really nice spot that the team are in.
Tom, one I was going to mention as well to show the strength of the squad and just how good the dynamics are at the moment. Alphonse Stampstead, sort of not been in and around the first team, sort of in and out of it from last year to this year, but you see him around here, you see him around the ground, always smiling, positive atmosphere. He's come into it, put a solid performance in. Do you think that shows the strength and depth, not only of the quality, but having those good quality characters? You've seen it other places that can be a negative effect.
So important, because they're in the dressing rooms here at Epic or at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. They're in the dressing room. You've got to have good characters in that dressing room. Successful teams are made up of the most amount of good characters, and to come in and out of the team. But I think when you're talking about the goals the other night, winning the ball back as high up the pitch as you can, both goals came from nicking it back. Jay Stansfield's energy, enthusiasm, and the skill from Dimmy Gray to put it in the corner like that. Yes, Pake's opened up in front of him. Sometimes when you've got more time like that, it's harder than it is if it's just a split second, hit the target and it's a goal. But I think Chris Davies certainly and the staff have been more than happy, because that's what they work on here at Epic, is winning the ball back high up the pitch, isn't it? I'm sure it's the same throughout the club. Yeah,
without a doubt. I think that's a big part of the team's identity, and Chris Davies's playing philosophy, if you like, is that aggressive front foot style. And you know, I think that was evident particularly with the goals that we scored the other day. You know, Pake's one where he nicks it off the midfielder and he creates his opportunity from it. So I'm sure the gaffer will be really impressed with what he's seeing at the moment, the energy that the players are playing with, and that aggression and tenacity that, as we know, as certainly as a fan, is something that the fan base really can relate to and really excites people.
Of course, that comes off the back of a hard-fought point at the Hawthorns as well. Our home form is obviously brilliant. How can the lads even it out and maybe improve that away form, especially with back-to-back away fixtures coming up?
Yeah, it's not as easy as talking about it.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it's more evident. It shows you the strength of the supporters at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. You know, they won't let the players take the foot off the gas. I'm not suggesting they do away from home, but it's how teams play at St Andrews. They sit back and it's down to us to break them down for the vast majority. Watford are a counter-attacking team, and they caused us a few issues on the counter-attack. Away from home, teams have to come at us a little bit. So it's the different styles of home and away. It's certainly not an allergic reaction to a team coach. It's just difficult to win on the road in the Championship, isn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. The Championship's a tough league, a tough league to go on playing, and you know, you're coming up against some real quality sides, and when you're away from home, the dynamic of the game, as Tommy said, can be very different. So you know, you'll have teams that will kind of sit off you when you're at St Andrews, whereas when you go away from home, it's you have different challenges to face and different styles from different teams. So it's always tougher in a sense going away from home. Obviously, you've got they'd have the home advantage with the crowd backing them. So it's never easy, but you know, I think it's something that the team, Chris Davies, are really working hard to try and make that away form as strong as the home form's been recently.
Love that. Marcus, let's chat about you, because what a journey you've had. You're a Blues fan, you played for the Blues, you're now working as a coach, setting up the next generation. When you look back on it, is that something you could have dreamed of as a child?
No, I couldn't actually. You don't. People ask me, like, did you always want to be a professional footballer when you was younger? And I just like playing football, to be honest. I never set my sights on being a professional footballer. If anything, I probably didn't quite have that belief that I was as good as anyone else.
Do you reckon that may have helped you sort of relax into it and enjoy your football more, as opposed to feeling the pressure of wanting to be a professional?
Yeah, I think so. There's never any pressure from my family. My dad never played football. My mum never played football. So it was a case of just going to training, approaching games, enjoying games and getting on with it in that sense. But Yeah, the fact that I always never felt I was quite the best in the group always kind of made me gave me that determination to go and outwork people. So I'd hold my hands up. I was never the most technically gifted, although I played in some, technically outstanding teams at the time. I was never the most technically gifted personally, but I would always give 100%. I suppose similar to what a Blues fan wants to see in the team here. So I just think Tommy again will be able to relate to this. You'll see a lot of players with unbelievable potential, but if they don't have the work ethic to back that up, it can sometimes affect the player getting where they want to be. Well, I'd probably see myself as the opposite. I'd, not quite the creative spark that you'll see some of the players have got in the academy or the technical ability, but my hard work, determination would always be to the maximum.
Sounds like you're being a little bit humble, because during our research we saw that you have played against one of the, if not arguably the greatest footballer of all time.
Tommy Mooney.
Exactly.
We did actually play against each other.
Is that the hardest opponent you've ever faced?
One of. In the top 10?
Yeah.
That's only because I'm sat next to him. No, yeah, there's I've been lucky enough to play against some really talented footballers.
Go ahead and name drop. We allow that here, of course.
I'll get some stick for this when people watch it back. No, I think the one that most people always like to talk about, especially my children when they see photos, is Ronaldo at St Andrews.
Yeah.
He'd just come over to the country, quite new at Man United, and yeah, he's.
And you had him in your pocket, didn't you?
That's what I tell everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Not that he'll remember me, I don't think, but
No, I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. Said Marcus, my regards.
So there was Ronaldo, Gerrard, the kind of some real standout players at the time and in their peak. So yeah, I'm really enjoyed that time. Probably not enjoyed it at the time, considering the Liverpool game was such a heavy defeat, but to look back on it and say you've played against some really top talented footballers and some icons in the game of football, then I'm blessed with that.
I was going to say, does that help you now in terms of, like, you've done that pathway and from an academy player to the first team, when you're coaching these players, maybe get the Ronaldo picture out to show me a bit of respect here, fellas. Does it help in that regard?
I try not to, even though I'm talking about it now. Obviously, you've asked me the question. I try not to, bring too much up from the past. I think it's just something that I've always done. That was part of my life that I enjoyed. That was great for me and me and my family. And you kind of onto the next chapter, if you like. I'm not saying that I would use those experiences to try and help others if I could. Obviously, with what I'm doing in the academy, but I always try and live for the here and now and try and help the youngsters as much as I can. I'm not sure me bringing up the story about how Ronaldo got subbed is going to always...
Told you in your pocket, because he was in your pocket.
He's always going to... I think it probably becomes a bit boring at some point. So
I think it always helps, though, for young players, having worked with young players. They have a reference point when they're speaking to you, and it's about the detail that you can give to young players. Do you think that you put yourself in certain scenarios? It doesn't matter who the opposition is, but you've been in the scenarios that they can only, or they're still dreaming of.
And also because, as you said, you said you weren't necessarily the most gifted technically, but you worked really, really hard, so you could instill that in them as well, potentially.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's just trying to kind of find what the individual needs. So obviously we've got a big squad at the academy, and many players that will come through the system over the years and still to come, and you just have to kind of highlight the areas that they need work on, also enhance the areas that they're strong on and kind of make their strengths even stronger. But yeah, if I can relate to them in through my experiences that I've had over the years, then I'll try and do that.
The academy's gone through a lot of changes recently. Obviously, we're at that Cat 1 status now. How good has that been for attracting new talent? Plus, you know, over the last 10, 15 years, you only have to look at the people that have come out of it. The best player in the world, Jude Bellingham, your Jordan James. Has that been great as well to show that, you know, these players have played for us and there is that pathway as well?
Yeah, the players will tend to look at that and look at the success stories, probably try to emulate that. You know, it's always nice to kind of point your kind of old academy products and say, this is what we can achieve and this is what we can do for your child or for this player. I mean, it is a tough industry and it's very difficult. I think people coming into the academy understand that it's not an industry where you're just automatically going to make it to the top. But we work as hard as possible as staff and as an academy to try and make that happen, and it's our job to try and produce as many Jude Bellinghams, Jordan Jameses and Joe Bellinghams as possible. So it's not an easy job, but one that we work really hard at every single day to do that.
I think that's though where the relevance really comes to the front, because yes, gold standard is we get those academy players in our first team, but it's also your role and the academy's staff's role to make sure they're good human beings, and if you can get a career in the game, you know, at whatever level Birmingham's first team's at. I'm incredibly proud to have played in each of the 4 divisions, and I know you did the same. It's not just about the top end, it's about developing players, isn't it, for a career?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. That, I mean, we all play sport and football to go and win, and we want it to be competitive, but there's a balance to be had in terms of being able to develop players and also just solely looking at winning games. So it always creates debate, this conversation, because, you know, I think most people will look at it, if you're winning, you're doing things right. But we also have to look at, is the individual developing at the rate we want them to? Are they getting what they need every single day when they're coming to the football club? So when you've been working within academies and youth development for a long time, you kind of get to grips with that a little bit more, and it doesn't always ruin your weekend when you've had a defeat. Although disappointing, you look at the bigger picture and try and take the positives from the game and ultimately get the learning from it to help the player with going forwards.
Obviously the gaffer's had that sort of journey through the coaching sort of pyramid as well, hasn't he, in terms of his role in the different teams he's worked for. How much sort of involvement do you have with him sort of across the daily, monthly basis?
There's a group up here more or less every single week to help the first team prepare for their needs for the match. So it'll be match day -1, which is day before a game, where there'll either be the 21s group come up to assist, or whether our 18s group will come up to assist, and the manager will just go through team shape and we'll be putting a shape of the opposition and just there for whatever the manager needs us for. There'll be other players coming up to train with the non-starter group. So there's always an involvement and a link between the two. Even though we are at different sites, that there's a connection that remains, that whenever they need us, we're there on hand to help them out.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, Marcus, proper journey, wasn't it? Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Right, let's get on to the news. Karen Carney was down at the ground last week. She filmed a very special piece with us. She's absolutely smashing it on Strictly, so make sure you stay tuned for that one.
Well, this one's for you. New Christmas products have landed in the club shop this week. Get yourself down there and get yourself a last-minute gift for Christmas.
It's basically my second home, Richie. Bluenose Day, 13th of December, a very special day. Get your noses, get your raffle tickets, because all the money is going to a very special cause for our game against Charlton. And the very first Sports Quarter tram has launched. That was done alongside the Mayor of the West Midlands. We've got so much coming up, but we've got a special VT. Let's have a look at that now.
So here we are riding on the inaugural journey of the tram to the Sports Quarter. And doesn't it look fabulous? Up there in lights. And we know where we're going as a football club. And on this tram, we know where we're going. We're going all the way to the Sports Quarter and to the very top.
We're delivering this investment on the back of the fantastic investment the Knighthead Capital are making in the football club and the sports quarter. It's a very exciting time and a very important moment for this city and this region, and as Mayor of the West Midlands, I'm delighted to be working so closely in a partnership with everyone at the football club.
Today just feels so real. Getting on and off the tram is just so exciting, and it's just, as I said, you can really start to feel the excitement building now and all the hard work we've got left to do to get to the sports quarter.
There's going to be plenty of packed trams with Blues fans doing all the pub stops, getting to the sports quarter. It's going to be, I can see loads of fans utilising it.
When that pulled up, I could feel my pulse racing because, it's just like the start of the process. It's going to be amazing. It's a hugely exciting time for Birmingham City Football Club at the moment. We're obviously celebrating our 150th year, but we're not just looking in the past, we're looking to the future. And never has our future been brighter. And so it's just so fabulous to start to see this become a reality in these first small steps. It's going to be an exciting journey. Keep right on.
Right, absolutely lovely stuff there. Very exciting times. I've never been so excited to see a tram in all my life. But before we bring in Spider and Jaykae, you've been up to something very exciting, haven't you?
It was magic. It was with the BCFC Foundation. We took a very lucky school down to St George's Park to watch the England and under-21s train. That means Joe Bellingham. That means James Beadle. And it was a magical day. Welcome to St George's Park, home of England football. And as you can see behind me, that is the England under-21 men's team. But what's more important is that we have got a load of really excited young England fans from Chiverney Primary School down here to watch them in an exclusive, thanks to the Blues Foundation. Okay team, next very important question. Who are you most excited to see playing today?
Joe Bellingham.
Yes.
Joe B. Bellingham.
Yes.
Rico Lewis.
Okay.
NDI.
Okay.
Joe Bellingham.
Yes.
All of them.
Correct answers. Ish, thanks for having a chat with us. Pitchside, not a bad place to be.
Absolutely, yeah, lovely, isn't it?
What brings us down here?
So today we've got a fantastic opportunity for one of our partner schools, Chiverney Primary.
Yeah.
We've had the opportunity to gain access behind the scenes and watching the 21s train. So we've been very fortunate through our partnership with the FA and because of the work the club are doing with the FA for this game, whereby we've brought 50 young people from Chiverney Primary to experience what is absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Dawn, how did this opportunity come out for your class though?
So at Chiverney we try to provide our children with a wide range of activities and opportunities. I am head of lower school at Chiverney Primary School, which is part of the Griffin Schools Trust. Myself and the executive head Lisa Guest attended a meeting at the Birmingham City Club regarding attendance initially.
Right.
And then we got speaking to the foundation staff about the other opportunities that we could access if we did start a partnership with them. So we went with it, and both myself and Lisa are Bluenoses.
Lovely.
Sorry.
Perfect. Don't be sorry. That's perfect. Why do you think opportunities like this are so important?
Okay, so our children are from what would be classed as an inner city part of Birmingham, and they wouldn't be able to access opportunities like this normally. Part of our trust-wide initiative is Wide Horizons. So we do try and give them every opportunity and experience what we can. This is just one of those. We've also had players visit our school, which has been fantastic. We had tickets to Wembley. We also get tickets to both the men and the ladies' games, which we are extremely grateful for. And the foundation's doing an amazing job, and we are really delighted to be partnered with them.
Okay, Rocco, talk to me. If you were the manager of England's football team, what would you say before the match?
Boys, you got this. Go out there, work your best and do this. Win the game for us.
I'm convinced. I want to get on that pitch right now and play, just because of that. Brilliant.
You've got this.
Absolutely. Simple, effective, straight to the point. Love it.
Be confident and don't let us down.
I feel confident having just heard that.
I would just say, you've got this, and to ignore the haters and that.
Come on, guys, you got this. Don't be scared don't be scared.
Up top.
That just be confident, and it doesn't matter if we lose or not.
What a guy. It's beautiful. Up top. So there it is, the very definition of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these young football fans, all thanks to the Blues Foundation.
Right, I'm pleased to say we're joined by Spider and Jaykae. Gents, how are we?
All good, bro, all good.
Jaykae, you were there Monday night. Let's get straight into that. Tasty, good goals, good atmosphere.
He was in the 12 lounge, it was right in front of us. Sin Pake's goal, which was great, and then Damari, just put the cherry on top, basically.
Spider, what did you make of it?
Once them goals landed in, the arena erupted, man. The stadium, sorry.
You said off camera, I'm going to put this on camera, but you said whenever you go to St Andrews, Birmingham don't lose.
With him? Not with me, If it was me, we'd be like top of the Prem if we don't lose with me. But yeah, we haven't lost a game.
What's the record? How many times have you both been together?
About 5 times,
I think that was our 5th game.
Win every single time.
Yeah.
Good omen, isn't it?
Spider, let's get into your career. 10 wins, 5 of them by knockout, so I'm not going to say anything bad to you today. So, next fight, talk to me about it and how's it all going?
Next, I just won the English and not the English. I just won the Midlands on the weekend. So next step is the English. So just taking a week off now. Then we're going to get straight back into the camp, get ready for that.
How long do you have between the camps?
All depends, when there's a show and when there's availability for me to fight on.
Amazing.
Yeah. This year's had 4 fights this year, which is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm probably the most active fighter Matchroom's got at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's it been? Obviously, Jaykae getting involved from the managerial side of things.
I've been working with Spider since he was an amateur.
Yeah.
His first goal was he wanted to win the seniors at the nationals. He went and done that. Then it was to get onto Team GB, which he achieved. And then we wanted to get into the Commonwealth Games, which he never got selected for, which we didn't understand why it was in Birmingham as well. So it was a bit of a kick in the teeth. And then we met Prince Nassim. I remember Prince Nassim come down to the gym and he says, "We don't want medals, we want money, baby." And I think in my head that's when it clicked. Then it's time to go pro now. It's just over 2 years ago. He's been professional.
Spider, I've got to ask you, where did the nickname come from?
I was a little kid, age of 6, 7 years old, and my older brother used to do boxing, and they went for like a morning jog down the reservoir. So I went there one day as a kid with the Spider-Man onesie on, and then the next day I went in the gym with the Spider-Man head guard and gloves and everything, and I sparred a lad who was like 4 years older than me, and I ended up putting him out in my first training session, basically.
At 6 or 7 years old?
Yeah. So he was about 12. No, he was about 10 years old. I was 7, and I put him out my first training session. And,
whilst dressed as Spider-Man as well.
And big up my coach Dave from there. He called me Spider-Man.
There we go. That's it. How's it been in terms of embracing the city? Obviously, Jaykae, we've spoken about it at length before, but from that side of it as well, Spider, just having the whole city behind you from that side.
It means everything, because this is where I was born and bred. So it means everything to carry the Birmingham name to the top.
It's the only other combat sports athlete that I can think of off the top of my head that's from Birmingham is Leon Edwards.
Yeah, and he's claimed Villa late.
This is what I was
He did do it late, didn't he?
Yeah, he's trying to claim the Villa
Got
thing.
to the top and then I'm a Villa fan.
Yeah, let him do that. We're not on that.
You've been from the start.
Yeah, I want him to fight for a world title at St Andrews, this ground now, and then I want him to be at the top of the game when the new stadiums are finally here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's built in a timeline with the ground. I've got it in my head as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think in my head, I know he wants to do it as well because we're both so local. He's one day fight at St Andrews. And I think with the new ownership now and the Americans being so open to things happening, I don't see why it couldn't happen.
What would that mean to you, Spider, just having a packed house?
It means everything, literally 10-minute walk away from my house and I'm in the stadium. So it's as local as it can be.
Crazy. That new stadium, it looks stunning, right?
It does look really good,
yeah.
What did you think of it when you first saw it? 12 Chimleys.
Chimney Boys now, ain't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
4-1 to the Chimney Boys.
Yeah.
What did you think? No, it's going to be amazing for that. I mean, for that part of the city.
That's just one part of it.
Exactly.
They're going to build an arena next to it. There's going to be a whole sporting village there. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything's just going to perk up. Even like for working class people in the area, a lot of jobs are going to come locally, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. Not just the footballers and the football ground. It's much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Jaykae, let's talk music. You've worked with some of the, if not the biggest grime and rap MCs in the UK. Skepta, JME. I mean, London Grammar isn't a grime MC, but still someone like London Grammar as well. Amazing. What's next for you?
Just to keep releasing, I want to do an album end of next year. That's what's penciled in. I'm supporting the Streets on their Birmingham shows for June, July, August. That's breaking news. No one knows that, but that's locked in.
That's an exclusive.
That's locked in. That's
can
done.
We have 2 tickets, please.
You can, Will.
Thank you, Jaykae.
Yeah.
That's on camera
Remind me, though. Yeah,
Thank
you can,
mate.
though. But I'm doing that.
+1, aren't you?
You're big time, Big time.
But yeah, just shows and working hard next year, man. It's about building again, and I obviously, like this whole new TikTok thing, it's not really me. My music lives with me, and I don't want it to just be swiped away or last for a day. I want my album to drop, and I want people to really take it in. I need to build up another hype again. So, say the end of next year, drop an album.
Yeah, but your Instagram stories are where they're at. I've seen some fantastic little stories.
There's loads of stuff, but if you look on my Instagram now, it looks like it's his second page, to be fair. It's just all Spider, do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I want him to have 2 big fights next year, and I need to go and knock out some things as well.
Is there anyone you got in your sights, Spider, that you want to fight?
Well, right now it's for the English title, so whoever's holding it or whoever's got it, either give it up or let's fight, you know what I mean?
Love it.
Spider, in terms of like those atmospheres you've had so far and ones to come, I think one thing as Blues fans we really embrace is that hard work and determination. Is that obviously something that you take into those boxing performances?
Nah, 1,000,000%. Like ever since I was a little kid, I was engraved with that hard work and discipline. So it stayed with me from a young age, at the age of 7. So I just got to carry that to the top. And I know if as long as I got discipline and faith and put the hard work in, great things are ahead of me, man.
What's the slogan?
Train hard and pray harder.
Love that. And do you feel it? I mean, we mentioned Villa earlier. You know, they can have the Leon Edwards get on it. Prince William, he got involved a bit late, didn't he? But we embrace it from the start here, don't we?
Of course we have. And Spider's coming. KRO, it's the top of the world, man.
I love that.
Love it. Lads, thank you so much for coming in.
Nice one,
Love
lads.
having you down.
Respect, man.
Come on back.
I've got you for the tickets as well. Just pick a date, I got yours.
Aye.
Yeah.
And that is on camera.
That is on
Jaykae.
camera.
I got you.
Right, that's another week of Blue Rising done. We've had some very special guests on, and Tommy Mooney. We've had Jaykae, Spider, Marcus Painter, yourself, Richie.
Yourself, Will.
It's been a great week. 2 big away games coming up. Southampton, I'll be on the 10:35 from Waterloo. QPR, let's get into it. Keep the faith.
How much do you charge for autographs?
Flexible depending on the day.
Thank you so much for watching. Keep the faith, keep the noise, and keep right on.